Hey friends, a quick announcement. There's something new and exciting coming to Victoria Marie Designs. Make sure you stick around for more details coming later this week. Hey friends, it's your girl Victoria Marie, and yes, I am back with a layout. It is called Better Than a Vagina Bed. There's a story behind this that involves my almost 70-year-old mother. So that's her in that picture. Not too long ago, we went to see a podiatrist because she was having some issues with her foot. And they had her sit on that bed that she's obviously sitting on right there. And she looks over at me after the doctor leaves and she goes, "You know what? This is very comfortable. I haven't ever sat in a chair like this. This is better than a vagina bed." And I said, "Mom, what's a vagina bed?" And she goes, "Oh, you know, when you go to the gynecologist and you get your coochie checked out, that's, that thing that you sit on with the stirrups, that's a vagina bed." We both busted up laughing. And I just love my mom so much because she's real and she just says what's on her mind. And as she gets older, she's starting to sort of lose a lot of her filter. And I guess that's just the perk of being older and being retired. You don't give a damn what anybody thinks. You just say whatever comes to mind. So I knew I had to scrapbook this because she just says the funniest things all the time. So this goes into my repertoire of my mother's witticisms that I like to scrapbook. And I will probably be the same way. I'm fastly getting there. All right, so let's check out the design of this layout. I'm doing an 8.5 by 11 layout. Look at those gorgeous blue flowers. That's from a pattern paper from the, oh goodness, Maggie Holmes Willow Lane collection. And so what I did was I fussy cut those papers. And sometimes when I'm fussy cutting flowers, I tend to go for the flowers that are in the center of the paper because they don't have the straight edges. However, I took advantage of the straight edges by adhering them to the top corner of the layout. So the top right and the top left, I mean the bottom left, and it worked out very well. So all I did was just cut out those images and adhere them to the layout. Next up, I have this really fun frame from the same collection. I think I use all of the, or actually all the materials I use for this layout are probably all from the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane collection, her latest collection. All right, so I use that cute frame to go ahead and frame out that photo. And now I'm going to focus my attention on the title. So the black font is from Thickers. It's called Twilight. The gold font is also from Thickers, and the name of that escapes me, but it's really pretty. And I thought that would work well with the colors of the layout as well as the fact of highlighting that word in the title because it's just hysterical. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything positioned and adhered. And what you see me pulling the letters off of is some wax paper. And I learned this trick from Mercy Tiara, Tracy Banks, who's Mercy Tiara here on YouTube. And I've been following her for quite a while. And when I saw that, I'm like, that's just genius. And so I've been using that little trick to help me position my letters, position my titles, so I don't have to stick things down and then reposition them if they're not in the right spot. So if you put them on some wax paper, you can just grab that at your dollar store or just grab a cheap roll from your grocery store, and then you can use that as a tool for positioning your letters on your titles. Alrighty. So now I want to add a little bit of stamping, and this Maggie Holmes, a part of her new collection, there is this really beautiful stamp set of floral images as well as leaves. So I want to add a little bit of black to those die cut flowers, or the fussy cut flowers rather. So I'm trying to position just a couple of these leaves, maybe 3 of them, towards the bottom, and I'll do the same at the top. I'm going to pull up that frame where that picture is because I need a little bit of room. I always do that. The stamping was a second thought process, so I'm just going to roll with it. I'm going to add a little bit here at the top. And since I had black in the title, I thought that would work well, putting them there with those clusters of the fussy cut flowers, just adding a little bit more continuity to the layout. There's not a ton of colors on here. I'm going to add a little bit more color here in just a second, but that black just really makes it crisp and sharp and very sleek. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's so gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to add the photo back with that cute little frame, again, from the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane collection. And now I'm going to bring in some die cuts as well as some stars and some chipboard. Now, a couple of those, well, maybe all of those butterflies, I fussy cut from another pattern paper, again from the same collection. And I'm just going to put those in 3 spots on the layout. Notice how I'm creating a visual triangle. So I have a butterfly there at the top, one by the frame. There goes a little die cut pack where I grabbed some of those, and one at the bottom. I'm also going to use this little garland of stars, that's probably not the technical name for it, as well as some chipboard stickers, all from the same collection. Now what I did with those little stars is they come in a strand, and I just cut them out so I can use them individually. Now I'm layering on these different elements, and I could have just left those off, and the layout would have been just fine the way it is with those beautiful floral fussy cut flowers. However, I want to add a little bit more color, and you know I love to layer. If you've been following me for a long time, you know I love layering images. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add little chipboard pieces. I'm adding some adhesive to the back of those. What I do is I take the sticky part off using my powder tool, so that way I can, when I'm planning out layouts, I can position my sticky elements on my page without them actually sticking. The same with that little sticker there, same collection. Adding some adhesive in the middle of those butterflies as well as some foam dots so it looks like they're sort of floating or flying off the page. I added another chipboard piece there to that butterfly. It's a little star. I'm going to actually remove it because ultimately I don't like it there. I have this little banner that says Wonderful You, and I actually cut that from another piece of the Maggie Home Willow Lathe pattern paper that has a whole bunch of these little labels designed where it goes across the page. So perfect for fussy cutting, or you can leave it as it is. Added again a little bit of adhesive to that butterfly and some foam to make those wings pop up just a little bit. And that looks really pretty. I love that added dimension. Not too much though. I don't want it too bulky in my albums, but I love that added dimension. It's definitely noticeable. So here I go with these little stars that I cut from the little strands. I'm sure there's a technical name for this product, but I don't, it escapes me at this point. So I'm adding some adhesive to the back of those little stars, and I just want little pops of gold, and that's going to play off of the gold font that I used to spell out the word vagina, because I didn't want that to just be the only gold element there on the page. Alrighty, so I think I have everything in place and we're good to go. So better than a vagina bed layout, all about my mom and just her not having a filter, which is hysterical. Look at those lovely layered clusters, just beautiful. All that great dimension. Love the navy blue, it's like my new favorite color. I think this layout just came together nicely. And before you go, make sure you come back to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Later on this week, I'll be posting a video that's going to be talking about my new Patreon exclusive membership. More details to come. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. When you do, make sure you click that little bell icon. That way you'll be notified every time a new video is posted to this channel. Now you go and be creative.